I have to turn my phone off, won't I? Right, try that.
Hello.
That's better.
Simon's done it.
Right, let me put my PIN number in.
Oh, no.
You're on.
I'm on. I can't hear Simon, though.
You're on.
Yeah, I can't hear Simon.
Can't you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Right. I'm just trying to get onto my other computer. Because I'm vain, I like to watch myself. Oh, God. Oh, freaking hell. God. I hate computers. Oh, God. What? Right. Keep putting them. Oh, that's it. I keep putting the wrong password. I changed the password to my PIN number.
All right.
So, like, now I get I don't get any money out of it, mind you. But you can change your Microsoft password.
Yeah.
PIN number.
Hey, Vanessa.
So I put my PIN number in for my bank card. Because I'll never forget that, will I? I'll never forget my bank.
As long as you don't say it loud. Don't say it loud. Don't say it loud while you're on live, though.
Well, it doesn't matter. Right, YouTube. Oh, God. Why is nothing ever so straightforward when I do things? I have to always go the long way round. Right, Classic Studios. So it's working.
Yep.
YouTube. ETA Live. Oh, there's that ugly man. There's that.
Yeah, and Simon's on with him.
There we go. I'm into it.
Sorry, I'm just working out how this works.
So, right. There's,
Yes, Amelia, we found it very interesting about the Queen Mary. It was extremely interesting.
is that the Go skill? The Queen Mary.
The ship that's no, the ship that's moored in. I think it's California, isn't it?
Yeah,
California.
They've got a ghost there.
Yeah, Jackie. I think it's just called Jackie.
Yeah. I've got some videos on it where I've got all the clips.
Yeah.
That other YouTubers have done, and I've caught this girl Jackie, and I put all the clips together.
Yeah.
So you can like work it out for yourself if it's true or not, because it should be the same voice all the time, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I put all the clips together where she's gone like mummy or whatever. And it does like sound she's in a swimming pool. But some of the clips, the voices don't sound the same.
Is that a cigarette in your hand, Mr. Hatwood?
No, it is not. It is not. The thinking of your imagination.
Yes, Brett, did you go to the hospital? Oh, yeah, he did go to the hospital, didn't he? Yeah, he's had it. He's got...
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, like I say, I've got... It's supposed to be quite haunted.
Yeah.
That ship. And I have put some, like, videos on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm just...
hello, James.
Yeah, you say hello to everybody in a minute.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about this is everybody's in their own little boxes when they send a message.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's good because, like, it's highlighted then, and I've got no excuse now. Hello, Brett, Vanessa, then Julie. You know, if you want to shout out, PayPal me £1. And I'll do a shout out.
So it goes towards a new computer.
No, you can't say things like that, John. We're begging.
We're begging.
Bit like this. do you know that way you got Shining Like Paranormal?
Yeah.
The Spirit Girl jacket. Can you just breathe it up so it hides my lips?
I don't know, can I?
No.
No, I can't. You're gonna have to bob down a bit.
Can't you blur me out so you can't see me
No.
smoking? That is an interesting subject, actually, that Queen Mary.
It is. Amelia did a live on it on Facebook, telling us all the history of it. It was really interesting.
Yeah, they changed the colour of it during the war to battleship grey, and they transported troops on it.
Yeah, what's it called? The Grey Ghost or the Ghost Summit? Something that we nicknamed.
I can't remember, but like I think it's something like that. And they used to transport like the troops on it and use it as an hospital ship or something.
Yep.
And then there's supposed to be that little girl Jackie that drowned in the swimming pool. There's supposed to be somebody around the engine room. And I've researched it, but I can't find this girl Jackie because there's a plate on. If you have a look at some people's videos, there's a plate and it tells you all the people that have died on the ship. And I've zoomed into it to all the people that have died, and I can't find this little girl Jackie. You know when you're trying to find evidence to see if it's just a rumour or if it's true. They've got like a plate there with all the people that have died on it.
But I think Amelia was saying, although Jackie was on the ship, she didn't actually die on the ship, or they don't think she died on the ship, or there's no evidence to prove that she died on the ship.
No, I couldn't find any evidence that she actually died on the ship.
No. She went about quite the. I think the history she was reading from. I think there's over 150 spirits supposed to be on this ship.
There's quite a. Well, I don't know about that. I've not read that, but there's quite a few. There's quite a few, and the famous one is Jackie. And there's some evidence out there to suggest it is true.
That's because we're on ETA, Angela.
Oh, I can't make her a mod on this, can I? Can't. Oh, that's another thing I want to check, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you have to go on your channel to check that.
Yeah. Well, just let me.
But we can go on your channel after if you want. We can do 5-10 minutes on here, and then we can go on to yours.
Oh no, got to get a bath. Got to get a bath, dear. Let's take the mickey out of Clive. Got to get a bath, dear. Yeah, got to get a bath and get ready for work. Oh. I was up so early yesterday.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I'm losing myself again. Yeah. The door doing. New front door. Wake me up at 8:30.
Oh.
When I got to work yesterday, I was so knackered.
Yeah.
And because I put baskets through on a conveyor belt and put tickets on it with the kill dates and everything.
Yeah.
When we have a change of kill date, I'm supposed to put a white label on the basket to let the other team know that the kill date has changed. So when they stack them up on pallets on the other end,
yeah,
you know, they see the white label and they see the kill date has changed, and they put it on a separate pallet. So we have like 2 kill dates. What was yesterday? The 11th, or was it the 12th yesterday? The 12th yesterday.
12th yesterday. Friday, yeah. 13th today.
Yeah. So I should have put a white label on the 11th, and I never. So they put all the 11th and 12th together on one pallet.
Yeah.
And then they realised that they mixed up all the kill dates on pallet. So they had to like redo about 40 pallets. Because after
and that we all follow. Brett's just coughing to let us know he's here.
Sorry, and I, for some reason I can't stop sneezing and coughing.
Oh, I have to self-isolate.
Oh.
Nah, he's just messing about with stuff, and John, that's why. Oh Christ, sorry, I'm just freeing all my cables up.
Have you got enough toilet roll to last you 2 weeks?
Yes.
That's all right.
What gets me toilet roll?
I can't understand what this panic over toilet roll is. It's coronavirus, not dysentery.
Yeah, but it's because you're self-isolating. You've got to use a toilet, haven't you? So
Yeah, but there's loads of things that you need if you're self-isolating for 2 weeks and not going shopping.
Yeah.
Not just toilet rolls, is it? I mean, there's everything. I mean, surprised we're in a milk shortage, you know what I mean? Because people are buying like 16 and 18 cartons of milk.
I'm
That'll be
surprised
next thing
all the
I've
bread
said
ain't
that.
gone and everything.
Yeah. Or frozen.
Right. She is in. So I have
Who's in?
Angie is in the moderators.
Angie, you are a moderator on GS Paranormal. Funny old man.
Right. I'll be back in a minute.
To be honest with you, I ain't heard what the weather's got to be like today.
Come on, Jay.
It's a bit sunny at the moment, but it looks like we've got clouds coming over. So I honestly don't know what the weather's going to be like later.
I know we're hoping to get out and invest later, but it's just play it by ear at the minute, isn't it? Hour to hour.
It's just changing that much at the moment, Johnny. Yesterday morning was like sunny, and then by the afternoon it's gone out overcast.
And then wind got up last night.
Oh, we've had wind here pretty much for the last 3 days, and not just slight breeze. It's been proper gusting.
It's howling, isn't it? Yeah.
Same in, I work in Ashbourne, and the rain, it's horrendous, and the wind makes it worse. Like, you know, with this coronavirus, you're not allowed to shake hands no more, are you?
Well, apparently you ain't supposed to. Apparently, everybody's doing the elbow bump. Apparently,
got the cure from work.
What's that?
Hey,
What's he got now?
rubber gloves, I think. Kinky gloves.
hey,
I'm not bending over.
bend
The
over.
Ronald McDonald version, the bright orange.
Here we go. Hey,
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
yeah, fingers working. I've got them for Lindsay, actually.
Trouble is, John, I won't be able to get my finger in. I won't be able to get my finger in one of them at the moment.
No, that's quite true. Got them for Lindsay. That made her laugh.
It's better to be safe than sorry. So I've got my old rubber gloves, look. It's like a doctor, isn't it? Bend over, love. Bend over, let me examine you.
I've still got them blue gloves you give me, Simon.
I've got some trendy ones there, look. Oh, good. Did it be seen in the dark? I've just seen it on the other computer. I didn't realise they looked so bright.
Yeah. Could land a plane with them.
Yeah. I've got them from work. I thought, well, it's better to be safe than sorry, isn't it?
Have you nicked the entire box or just an handful of them?
Just an handful of them. There's probably about 30 of them. But I've got some more. I've got blue ones. I can get green ones. Because
I think I've got some blue ones here that I had from when I did because I do microchipping on dogs, so you have to wear them.
All right.
Lindsay said to me about when you go out on investigations and you pick things up on floors.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. How can we get the names under things? You know, like on Simon, it'll say GS Paranormal.
I have to take that off.
Yeah.
It's all right. Lindsay's asking me something. I know how to do it, but I've got to find the blooming. Hold on, just put another one up.
There you go.
There we go. If you take the comments off, then it puts the names up. If I put a comment on, it puts names off.
Yeah, it removes everything.
Well, you can highlight the chat, can't you? Highlight the chat.
Yeah.
You can show the chat.
Yeah. But we're just saying, when you do that, it takes the names off the box.
Yeah. That's why you need another computer to to watch the chat on the other. But like I say, I've got no
Look,
excuse
so-
now because like reading chat, because it comes in its own little box, you know, it kind of throws it in your face. Where you go to YouTube chat and it's not highlighted, you know, you tend to miss it, don't you?
Yeah, the only problem with StreamYards, and I don't know why they ain't sorted it out yet, because they could have done quite easily. You know, the built-in chat box on StreamYards.
Yeah.
None of your guests can actually type in the public section.
Yeah.
You know, they need to alter that. So, you know, it saves you having to pop out the YouTube chat then if they set that up.
Yeah, I
You
realise.
can see the chat, you just can't type in there.
No.
I can.
Yeah, you can because you've started the
I
stream.
can. Yeah.
But none of
but
your
you
guests can
can't.
actually
But
type in the chat.
Right.
Brett can't. We have to edit over to YouTube.
Right.
You know, and it should be an easy thing for them to code in. They just ain't got round to doing it yet.
You know, so if you've got like me and Brett are guests, so if you
Well,
want,
I have got you and Brett Grace.
if we want to type something in, we can't type out now. We have to go to YouTube
Good.
to type it.
Yeah, I
I've seen what you're
always pop my YouTube chat out and just lay it over the top of StreamYards.
I've seen what you're to type.
Right. Now, how do you overlay YouTube? Well, I don't need to. I've just got another computer.
Yeah, just go to the computer. It's easier.
Yeah, it's easy for me. All this technical stuff.
I gotta be honest. I had one hell of a laugh last night on Nikki's channel with
It was funny.
Fanny Schmeller, the German.
Fanny.
Yeah. The fact she read it out.
Yeah.
12 times,
12
John,
times
without realising what I was saying.
Yeah, it was her daughter that told her in end.
Yeah, I know.
Who's Nikki? Because I get lost. Is Nikki no? Is Nikki
New?
Nikki New.
Nikki New.
Nikki
I got her
New.
to look up a famous German skier on YouTube. Her name is actually Fanny Schmeller.
What her name?
So I got Nikki to start reading the name out, and I kept repeating it over and over again, trying to pronounce it properly, not realising what I was saying. It was absolutely hilarious.
The only thing I've noticed, when you try, I mean, I'll get used to it. But you know, when I'm trying to highlight a comment, by the time I've got cursor onto it and press show, it's gone up a comment and wrong comment comes on.
Yeah.
What's this? I'm going to do a proper video in the. Well, I'm going to do a proper music video in the church. Well, I won't do that, War Dog. Well, I don't want to be in it.
In what church?
I think he's going to
I
the
think
church.
he's on about the one.
Me and John did, and Lindsay. I think. Is it,
The
Why
one
are
with
you
the
doing
door,
a
Brett,
music video in there?
I don't know.
you'll have to go to that church me and John and Lindsay went to where the door moved.
Yeah, we've said definitely.
You know, you want to go there, but it's a nice church.
John and Lindsay said they're going to take me over there.
Yeah.
It looks really interesting place there.
Like I said to John, it's a pity we can't get into the building that's opposite it and have a look where that girl committed suicide. I think
There's a lane a little bit further down, and you can get up this lane, and you can get in front of the building, but still, it's a bit.
Well,
if one was funny.
Is that the one where she killed? Is that the one with the building next? Is it the building next to it where she killed herself in it?
No.
You know the one that's big one that's burnt out behind it.
Yeah,
and then there's that one I showed with clock on it.
Yeah,
it's not that one. It's the other one where the clock's at. It's like all.
It's like an old stable.
Crew. Yeah, it's like all stables and go on. House, where all staff live.
Is it all fenced off, or can you get into it?
It's all fenced off.
Oh, right.
This is what I said to John.
You can get in front of the building, but I don't know if that land that's in front of the building is private property as well. So you can't get actually into the grounds. So,
no, you can get into the grounds.
You can, but
down you have to go down a lane and then walk up a lane and then walk.
All right.
But if the land you're walking on is private land, so technically you're trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
And the blokes are moaning old sod and won't let you on the building. So
Yeah, see, that's what you got to be careful of, innit? Because a lot of landowners are okay, but if you've got one who's a little bit of a miserable bugger, you've got to be careful what you do.
I didn't want to call him that.
I'm not sure if people in past have tried breaking in, you know what I mean, and that's made him
Possibly.
funny about it.
Cow, be quiet.
Well, it was burnt in. Didn't somebody burn it? The big old dam or set fire to it in 1999. They had a fire.
I don't know. Well, I know it's obviously burnt out, but I don't know how that happened.
They've had 2 fires, haven't they, in that building?
Yeah.
I think one was in the 18th century, and then one in 1999. So
Well, the thing is, if it was burnt down due to vandalism, you can understand him being a bit reluctant about people going in there. But maybe it might be worthwhile having a chat with him and seeing if he'll, relent a little bit if you explain what you're doing.
I think
I'll have to go back down. I spoke to one of his staff that were there, and he weren't very forthcoming. He said, if I got £1 for every time that somebody asked me if they could do an investigation in here, he said, I'll be a millionaire. And he says he's going to say no because he always does.
Oh, right.
But like I say, the house itself is literally not even a stone throw away, is it?
No.
You can see into the windows and everything. What I found fascinating was on the last investigation we did, the plastic pipe, it's got no roof on. So
we're right, we had that. The drain pipe looked like a new plastic one. Yeah. But it's all burnt out. It's been burnt out for years. So.
Why would they have a plastic pipe?
Exactly. Why would they put guttering back up there if there's no roof? Yeah. Surely it would have melted in the fire.
We'd have thought so.
There's a plastic pipe. It looks like a dam pipe, and I think it's in black, so I don't think it really showed up on the video. But there was also a white pipe that came out of the black pipe, if I can remember right. And I just thought, how strange. Yeah. Plastic pipes. Well, why would they have it if there's no
roof there?
Because it looked like a guttering pipe and an overflow pipe. Like if you have a boiler, you have your plastic pipe coming out for your overflow on your boiler.
Yeah.
And it looked like that. And I thought, that's a bit strange. Why would they have a plastic pipe?
How weird.
But the house is a nice house, and it looks like half of it's been knocked down, doesn't it, John, at the front?
Yeah.
And then I wonder why he ain't bothered restoring it.
Well, I think, as far as I remember, he had a lottery, or he were looking for a lottery grant to restore it.
Right.
And I don't know what happened with it. I don't know if he got money and it's then turned out it's going to be more and it's been returned or it hasn't been spent or what. But I know it's something to do with a football team, didn't you say? Guy that owns it, Simon.
Yeah, it's something to do with football. I don't know what, but I did read something about, when I was researching it, that the guy had something to do with football, or
all right,
he owned a football team, or there's something to do with football. I can't remember what, but definitely football was associated with him. Either he's an investor in a football club or something, but it's definitely something to do with football. Like football teams have like sponsors and stuff like that,
and
chairmans, and maybe he's a chairman of a football club or
possibly
an executive, or because they have all different things, don't they, in football clubs? You have your owner, and then it goes down the line, don't it?
Well, surely if he's trying to get money for the place, he could have rented the place out to investigators to help put towards it, couldn't he? If he'd used his
that's
head.
what I'd have thought.
If he'd used
I know
his
if you look on YouTube, there is investigations that have been done in there, but I think they're like years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2-3 years ago. And there's no new ones as far as I know.
The grounds are quite big. from where you look at the stables, from where this girl hung herself to the main house, there's quite a bit of a walk, you know, so that it's quite a big ground. And then it's just so strange that they have a church so close to the house.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, I mean,
Does he own the actual church ground as well, or is that owned?
Yeah, but I think, didn't the original people that used to own the house when it was running, didn't they actually buy the church or something at some point?
I'm not quite sure. I think
Because normally a lot of these old manors that have got like churches on the property, it was actually the landowner themselves who built them. So,
yeah, that's right.
To say how close
I think there were already
to the house.
Yeah, I think there were already a church there, and I think they, from what I can remember from the history, the manor were there. There was a church there. They actually bought the church and made it bigger, or built the tower on it. That's what in the history when I read. I ain't got it with me, so I can't look. But with a coat of arms that they put up on one of the towers, I'm sure it was that family's crest of coat of arms that went up.
All right.
We can't.
I think in time it's ended up.
Obviously sold off the church at some point. Then, if it's no longer part of their property.
Yeah.
Well, it's two churches. There's a medieval. I can't say it.
Medieval.
Yeah. There's an old Normandy church built.
Yeah.
And then they built that church on top of it.
Right.
And we showed you the font and the old brickwork and the iron gates. And then we think them stones are from the original church.
Yeah, they'd be from the Norman times, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
and there is nearby. There is a castle, isn't there, Simon? But there's actually nothing left of that castle. There's just like a clearing in a wood where the castle used to be.
And we're thinking
it might be worth a trip.
But like, how do you find it when you covered it?
Yeah.
Who?
Chris Williams.
Right. Awesome Graveyard said to be the devil's because only a cemetery has a church. Do you think? Anybody have any ideas on that?
No graveyard belongs to the devil. It's consecrated ground.
Can evil get into a churchyard? I don't know.
No, it's consecrated ground. If you believe in devils, and you've got to believe in the Christian side of it.
Yeah,
graveyards are consecrated. The only time a devil would get into a graveyard would be if they unconsecrated the graveyard, and normally they move the graves anyway.
See, I don't believe in demons.
No, me either. But that's why I said if you believe in the devil side of it, you've got to go on the Christian side of it. And graveyards and cemeteries are all consecrated ground, so there's no way they would belong to the devil.
Somebody's been watching too much Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Didn't he make a film about the devil?
It's you know, as we all know, Hollywood's responsible for a lot of misconceptions in the paranormal.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a prior in there as well.
There's actually quite a, from that list I've seen.
Oh, there was.
Of haunted places, there's quite a few around that area.
Yeah.
A lot of, like I say, I wanted to do the village because apparently there's a town in that place.
That's Mansfield, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's only a stone's throw away from where that
well, it is, yeah.
You know, but can we do that? I know you have to pay to go in it, and like at the moment we're all struggling for money. That's the only problem. Why can't they put these places up for nothing? Why do they always have to charge? That Most Haunted program has got a lot to answer for.
Oh God, yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have these big programs that go into places and pay thousands to go in. It's their fault that these places have ended up asking astronomical prices.
You know, when you've got a castle asking you for £3,000 for 2 rooms, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's absolutely disgusting.
You know, and I put it down to like people like Most Haunted.
Yeah.
You know, because they vamped it all up.
Yeah.
And now people like us that are interested and haven't got that type of money, You know, there's no way on earth that we could go there unless people send us donations, and then that goes back to all the paranormal things like paranormal fakes that put people off donating. You know, we've got a lot to answer for in the paranormal community.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I started.
Whereabouts?
Where's Drumhill?
That's what I was just going to say. Whereabouts Drumhill?
About 10-minute drive from me. You know when you go up the A38?
Don't go in your dressing gown if you're going today.
Go to
It's a
work.
bit windy.
Do you know when you come down the A38?
Yeah.
Do you know when you showed me that abandoned building?
Yeah.
And you turned off there.
You've got about 10 minutes left.
It's somewhere around that area. It's where all the Derby Scouts go to Drumhill every summer. That's better by haunted.
Right.
So there.
She'll have to try that one. Thanks, Wardo.
There's a golf course called I don't know if it's still there, the Priory, which is a big, like, stately home.
Coco, get in the kitchen.
All right.
We used to go conquering years ago. We used to get on his bikes. Do you remember doing the old backies on bikes?
Yep.
See, the problem we have nowadays is finding out if these bloody places are on private land or not. Because a lot of the time you look at them and they just look like they're open public places, but when you get on there, you end up finding out you're trespassing on somebody's bloody land. But you know they don't put signs up.
But is it
the one that I wanted? The one I wanted to do, and it says free entry on it.
Hang on a minute, let me
it's a
put
National
that
Trust
in the
one.
kitchen. Come on, in the kitchen.
Shut that dog up.
In the kitchen.
Put it in the kennels.
Come on, that includes you as well. Thank you.
What's a good trade?
You can hear that dog barking. You can imagine how big the dog is, and it comes out of a little poodle.
Oh, she can strop in the kitchen now.
The one I want to do, and it's a National Trust one, and it's free to enter, but you have to walk across a farmer's field to get to it, and the farmer charges you £1
right
for access. But if it says like open to, I think it says open door until dusk, but obviously they don't gate it off or anything. But how would you go about if it went to 9 o'clock at night? Because there'd be nobody unless there's
I'll say there'd be nobody there
boxes
anyway, would there?
No, unless you've got one of them honesty boxes or something like that you put money in. So I'm after going to have a look at it to see.
Are you honest? That's a good question. How many people go past them honest boxes? I think I'm not bloody paying.
I know.
Where honestly went to do
Paranormal Tech did that that barrow, didn't they, in Ireland not so long back, and that was working on a similar kind of thing. And you had to go down the road to get the key off the guy to go in.
Right.
And you paid him €20, but when you'd finished your investigation, you took the key back and he gave you your €20 back.
Oh, that's all right.
It was just kind of, it was insurance for the key.
No, that's places we want to start looking at,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind going to any place. Like I say, I will never break into a place, and I am a bit wary about who owns the land and all things like that. Sometimes you get to an investigation.
Go on.
You get to an investigation sometimes, and you're like, in back of your mind, you're trying to do an investigation, but you're like looking around because you're expecting somebody to come up and say, "What are you doing down here? This is my land."
Yeah. I always go on the presumption if there's no keypad signs and it ain't fenced off or the fence is broken or down, then it's fair game. If there's anything up saying private property keep out, then I'll keep out. Same with MTAs, is if there's like if there's a window out or there's a door broke or whatever, as far as I'm concerned, it becomes fair entrance then.
Yeah. I mean, there's that at Needle's Eye, isn't there? When you go to Needle's Eye, you can get onto that bit of Needle's Eye, but the wood either side says private property on it.
Yep.
There's a paranormal team not long ago I saw on Facebook. I saw a picture, and I'm sure they got busted from going into a building. And it just
There's
shows
there's
you,
quite a few paranormal teams actually been busted while they've been on location.
you know, I don't want that.
The thing
Yeah.
is, there's enough different places out there that have got public access anyway. You know, I can't understand why you'd be wanting to bust into people's houses,
No,
you know,
I can't.
to do anything. There's enough choices out there to work with.
It's like I say, you know, we say you rock up at a building, like you say, you can get in it and everything else. There's no trespassing. There's no history to it whatsoever. It's just an old house, looks quite scary, and you say it's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but how do you know it's haunted? If there's no history to the hauntings.
Yeah.
It
See,
could be.
Simon, they're the kind of locations I like. I'd rather go somewhere like that than somewhere like East Drive. You know,
Yeah,
because
you can find out, can't you?
you're breaking virgin territory, aren't you?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, you're working with a clean canvas.
I like buildings. I like the history of buildings. I want to know about it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said about the old one about the plastic pipe. I want to know why would you put a plastic pipe?
Yeah, put a plastic pipe on a building with no roof on it.
Yeah, why would you do that? You know, I find that fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the people will say to me, "You're a bloody idiot, you are." I might be an idiot, but like,
You know, and the thing is, up here in Yorkshire, you had, you know, the War of the Roses.
yeah.
There must be some amazing battle areas around here that people ain't done. There's got to be.
There's got to be. Yeah, there's got to be.
Well, they haven't they? Because it's quite famous, isn't it? War of the Roses. You know, and there's got to be some battlegrounds, is it? I'm trying to think of the borderline of where it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Arrowgate around that area?
Well, I think the battles raged on all over Yorkshire and Lancashire, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a matter of researching, you know, the actual locations of the battlegrounds. Because technically what we've got here is like it's basically Gettysburg on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I was working in Bury once, and I found it quite interesting. Ramsgate. You ever been to Ramsgate?
Never been.
Well,
I've been to Bury, not particularly.
I've been to Bury.
I went to a place called Ramsgate, stopped there, and on the top of the hill there's a big monument. And I thought, oh, I wonder what that is, that monument. So I looked on Dr. Google, and it's a monument for Robert Peel, who brought the police force together.
Yeah.
And you can get up there. I wonder if it's worth doing an investigation there.
Well, you never know, do you?
Mm-hmm.
You never know. The thing is, you know, with anything like hills and barrows and stuff like that, it ain't just the modern day stuff. You know, you can go back to medieval times. You've got like the witch trials and stuff that may have gone on. Places like that, you never know what you're going to get through on a spirit box.
You know, because Ramsgate's a small village, and I'm sure they've got like quite a few ghosts around there, and like it's in like a little bit of a valley, and it's surrounded by hills. You know, and there's going to be stuff around there.
Yeah. Well, we've got all the Wentworth estate areas up here. We've got Wentworth, Woodhouse itself. We've got Uberstand. You know, Needles Eye. They're all by Wentworth, aren't they, John?
Yeah, I mean, the only place I haven't done at Wentworth, I think, but we did try, but we got collared by groundsmen. Is, you know, as you go into the estate itself, there's that little college bit where all the accommodation. Well, we went in there one night. We weren't even in buildings. We were outside taking photographs, and groundsmen came up to us and said they'd had a lot of trouble lately with people pinching pipes and whatever. So police were around, so just told us to move on. But that's the only place I haven't done.
I've just had a thought. We say with paranormal teams, how many of us carry cameras and take pictures of the, like, you notice when we did our investigation of that church, we never took any pictures.
Yeah. No, we didn't know. But it's sometimes it's difficult.
That is actually the first thing I'll do when I go anywhere. Is like I'll get my pictures done first and then do me investigation. because I use a lot of the pictures in the videos.
We've got to invest in a camera, John. If we're going to be proper paranormal team, we've got to get a camera.
I've got one. I don't take. Yeah, but the thing is, I do a lot of lives, don't I? So when I'm live, it's difficult to have live and camera in other hand.
You've got a wife.
The thing is, I've got a Canon DSLR, but I rarely take it. I just use the camera on me.
Yeah.
Samsung S9. Because to be honest,
that's what I've got a Canon.
The pictures are as good quality on the S9 as they are on my Canon. Yeah. So just take them on your phone.
These are the questions I ask myself as a part-time, because I always say I'm part-time. But I tend to forget. My brain don't work sometimes. But we should take pictures of the area. Because you never know what you catch on camera.
Well, exactly.
Well, you know what we're like.
You could look at their pictures and see strange figures or all sorts on them that you never actually noticed at the time.
You know, and
also, pictures are quite good, aren't they? Because you can look back if you catch them on your camera, like a light. You can look back on your pictures if you've took pictures around there to see if it's a street lamp or something like that. You know,
exactly. You know, it's got all sorts of uses for doing it.
Like
I say, I tend to do them for the introductions for the video. I put them in with bits of video clips and stuff. Like the fairy garden, I spent about 10 minutes when we went to the fairy garden that time. Before I even started, I did 10 minutes of picture taking before we even started doing anything.
You know, so I think that's what we should start doing, taking a camera and taking some pictures. You know, even even when you're going live, and I take a picture of you doing your live, because about that K2 meter, that area, we was there to prove the door, which we didn't really prove, but at the same time, I think we did prove there's something there because of the K2 meter, the vent bay.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, if you go back there, say in the middle of summer on a really
nice day,
on a really, like proper calm summer night, and it happens again, it then adds strength to that one as well. Because for me, that one, you've got to put it down to the wind because it was windy that night. Well, and you cannot narrow out the wind. But if you go there again on a non-windy day and it happens again, you've got double the proof then.
Yeah.
I just put that clip on because a lot of people were asking to see it. So
yeah.
I did say at the time I thought it would win.
For all you know, it could have been paranormal. It could have been paranormal,
but John, you can't.
But because it's windy, you can't narrow out. You cannot.
No.
Take out the fact that wind is a more common.
When you go and touch that door, when you can literally feel and touch the door and move it yourself, kind of thing, it gives you a different aspect onto it. You'll say like, "Oh, that door's a bit too heavy for the wind to move." Viewers can't see it because it's just the door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until you actually touch the door and you move the door yourself, then you can say like, I think it is paranormal. We're not saying it is paranormal.
No.
It gives you a better perspective on it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to show you something. We've touched the door. We've tried to debunk it and everything. And me and John says, even before that door ever moved.
Yeah.
When we first saw the door, because when we went into the church for the first time, there's no door, is there, John? It's just like a little archway that you walk around, and then you turn around the corner and you see the door. And we saw the door, and I think John says straight away, if that door bloody moves, we've got to put it down to wind.
Yeah.
And I went,
the good thing about that night was that you don't just get the door, like you say. You'd got the K2s going off, and other bits and pieces. So if you go to somewhere and all you'd got was the door, then you could say, well, nothing really happened because the only thing they did could be put down to the wind. But you'd got other stuff going on as well. Even if the door itself is down to the wind, there's definitely other stuff going on there that, you can't put down to the wind because the wind doesn't trigger K2 meters.
But it's interesting church. It is a really interesting church. You know, and I don't think a lot of paranormal teams have been there. So it was a great.
It's also got the thing as well. It's probably got very little cabling in the area as well. There are, you know, underground cables or anything like that to trigger K2s. Places like that
there's
are
no
ideal.
houses near it.
Yeah.
There's a what do you call it? An industrial estate just down the road. So, but
if when they put cabling down, they normally put them down roads, don't they? So they're easy,
but the
easy
church
to
is
get at.
away from the road.
Yeah.
The church is, and apparently the monk is supposed to cross that road. Supposed to go from the churchyard, and it's like a bit of an embankment, and then a wall.
So is the sightings of a monk there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what interested me to go there, because like.
So is there a priory or an abbey anywhere nearby?
There's a priory apparently. James put it in chat. I think it was earlier.
You know,
there was a priory at one point, and there was a castle at one point
there's
near it.
always the chance it could be, you know.
Well, it needs to be
residual or something travelling from the priory to the church.
Yeah,
it's supposed to go and cross the road and everything. It's supposed to go down the embankment and cross the road, and people have seen it. You know, and that's what interested me. I think there's supposed to be a woman in grey or something also being seen around, or I'm mixing it up with another.
Can I just say?
No, you can't.
We have got a great investigation tonight.
Oh.
See? Always a great investigation. I'm at work. I'm slugging my fingers to the bone. And you're going
Why did they call the black monk the boggle?
Pardon?
Why is the monk referred to as the boggle? That's a Fae term.
I don't know. It's all right.
That is a very interesting thing to call a monk the boggle.
Mm-hmm.
Because a boggle is actually a Fae.
See, I'm not into all these like fairies or demons or.
Good evening, Irene.
I've never really looked into them.
Yeah,
just waiting for Chris to.
The boggle is a type of Fae, John.
Yeah.
What's the Fae?
Yeah.
Uneducated, this poor, uneducated person here. What is a Fae?
A Fae is an elemental spirit.
Ah.
Or an not necessarily. I'll say spirit, but they, you know, and I'll say an elemental entity is a more accurate description because they're not actually dead.
What's this? There's also been a bus driver and people driving by late at night. They've seen the monk crossing the road and 3 young girls playing on the road. I don't know about the 3 young girls.
I was going to say that's starting to sound very much like Stocksbridge now.
It is, isn't it?
But the monk.
You know, see, this is what you've got to be careful of. You know, if a monk's been sighted, which could, you know, if there's been a priory in the area, highly likely it could happen. But are now people adding to the story by adding the kids from Stocksbridge onto this church as well.
What the kids originally from Ion? Them poor kids that died of the plague.
I don't know. See, Stocksbridge is quite an interesting one because there was plague victims there, but there was also an accident with a runaway cart where a number of kids were killed as well. So, you know, they ain't quite sure what the origin of the kids are. But they're supposedly seen singing Ring a Ring a Roses under the pylon. Yeah.
Well,
the only problem is because that bloody pylon's there, it interferes with a lot of electronic equipment.
Yeah, the Ring a Ring a
Roses on brand as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Comes from Ion when them children died. They're supposed to sing that around that grave area, John and the Paranormal X did. They're supposed to like, I think that's where
you're laughing at
the 3 children come from.
Simon's just responding to something I said ages ago.
When I was making a funny comment when Lindsay said something, what's your plans this weekend, ETA?
Oh, that's interesting.
Because it's a boggle.
Oh, we don't know. We'll have to see on weather. I have no idea what we're doing this weekend yet.
Well, yesterday.
I know we're supposed to be out and invest. Go on, Simon.
Yesterday it was quite windy and raining, and I work in like Ashbourne,
to the evening
which is quite a big village. And I was looking at the weather, and it's supposed to be still here.
I think the wind's got to continue all weekend, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And for me, I find the wind even more annoying than the rain because it just buggers up so much audio when you got it really windy.
It's at the time, 12.
I think the World War II plane, I think that's Lady Bower, isn't it?
Yeah. But I was talking to you about that, John. You know, when I says you get people that buy old World War II planes, don't you? And
Yeah.
Where would you want to go in an old? If you bought an old plane, like a bomber or something, and it's well known, you're going to fly over where they did the dam busters, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And they use that as their practicing runs, didn't they? That Lady Bower.
Yeah.
So if you hold an old World War II plane, you know, you'd want to take it over there. And if you saw one, you know, oh, it's a ghost plane.
It'd be interesting to see if most of these sightings occur in the summer when there's more liable to be like these kind of shows on.
Yeah.
You know,
I do.
I mean, they do a flyby every year, don't they?
Well, the thing is, as you know, John, us here in Rotherham, you in Sheffield, and probably Derby as well. Derby's going to be on the East Midlands flight paths, and we're on Doncaster Airport flight paths, so we're liable to seeing all sorts flying over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm literally on the flight path. So at night time, I get a load of, is it DHL? UPS?
Yeah, it's the same here, Simon. We because Doncaster's classed as a business airport, we get a lot of, like the delivery planes coming into Doncaster.
Yeah,
you can hear all times of the day and night.
And they fly over my ass. So, like when I'm laying in bed sometimes at night, I can hear the roar of the engines.
Yeah.
You know, coming over. And the airport's a good 15 mile away.
Yeah, well, air corridors they're like 50-mile radius of the airport, ain't they? The air corridors.
You know, some of them, I think, I lay in bed at night thinking, have they got a bloody crash? After that Lockerbie disaster, and you saw the debris of the widespread, and you think, if one of them planes come down, in this Arson estate, because they fly so low sometimes.
James says, just as it appears to hit the road, it disappears. Last time it was spotted, it was seen by over 200 people, and the emergency services were called out. It's interesting.
Yes, Simon.
Are we talking about the monk?
No, not unless you learn to fly, Simon.
She's a witch.
And I'll fly.
We're on about the plane, I think. Apparently, just as it's about to hit the road, it disappears.
Interesting. Tony Ferguson caught something on a plane, didn't he? Some spirits on a plane. He went to, I don't know where, but that's when I first saw him. That was the first video I ever saw of his. Because I saw a lot of videos, and it was all K2 meters and rent pods and.
Well, back where I'm from in the Midlands, there's a place called RAF Cosford, and that's an RAF Air Museum, and they have got a very famous Lancaster bomber in their collection that actually has a pilot appear in the seat quite often, and that has been recorded on the news and all sorts, and pictures of it. That goes back literally right to when it was first brought to the museum. Probably 30, 40 years ago.
We should have loads of little, dating back from World War II, we should have loads of little airfields around.
Yeah.
That you could investigate, because there's been quite a few deaths in these airfields. You know,
Well,
like,
another good example is the Emergency Services Museum in Sheffield. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's always interesting. It's always around this kind of stuff, you know. So things like fire engines and ambulances and stuff, they're going to have been involved in situations where there's been a lot of high emotion involved.
I'm
You
just
know,
going to answer this question. Love my
yeah,
family.
are they absorbing this kind of energy, and then when they're all collecting in this museum, is it slowly seeping back out, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Because the museum itself's supposed to be highly haunted, isn't it, John?
It
In
is, yeah.
Sheffield.
Yeah.
Somebody's
That's
asking
one
me
place we're looking at. We're
Octopussy.
looking at doing. Octopussy.
Yeah. Is Simon from Derby? Do we know Octopus Tattoo Studios? I'm not sure, not 100%, but is that the one on Ashbourne Road? That's the only tattoo studios I know. But I don't know many tattoo studios. They're not tattoo studios no more, are they? They're like ear piercing, tongue piercing, nose piercing.
You'd look good with your tongue pierced, Simon.
No.
You need to get a Prince Albert done, Simon, and show everybody on the channel when you've had it done.
I was going to have what?
Oh, that ladder. Is it ladder they call it?
Oh, God, don't even go there, John.
But I'm a bit, look at me, look at the state of me hair. You know, I hate women when they say they have bad hair days. What about his poor bloke? You know, you never hear a bloke say, oh, look at me hair, I'm having a bad hair day. That's why I say it. Like, I think it's quite humorous. Yeah,
I'm just reading James' comment that John's put up. And it comes from the Dark Peak area of the Peak District where a few World War II bombers crashed. In that case, why would it actually be flying from the site of where it crashed? Surely I'd have thought it would have been flying to where it crashed, not from where it crashed. Would you say that, John?
That's interesting.
I would have thought so. If it's residual, it'd be doing its flight path that it did originally, wouldn't it?
You know, going to the crash site rather than flying from it.
Unless they're trying to continue the journey, I don't know. That's the only thing I think. But
Yeah.
I don't know how that'd work.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do they go back to the beginning? To where they originally come from? You know, people say, like, if you died in, like, Manchester, but you lived in Liverpool,
yeah,
the spirits go back to Liverpool.
Well, if you speak to a lot of, and I'll say genuine mediums, if you speak to a genuine medium, they will tell you a lot. You know, a lot of time that they've encountered people that don't actually know they're dead.
If you're not a psychopath, you're not a medium.
Say again.
Not a psychopath. If you're not a schizophrenic, then you're not
a medium.
Well, that's what we were saying. We were about it with Simon the other day because Simon was saying, you know, all these people, obviously in Victorian times, that could hear all these voices in their head. Were they crazy, or were it spirit they could hear? Were they mediums?
You know, I find that fascinating.
It's a very fine line, isn't it? It's a very fine line between whether they actually have mental issues or whether they are genuinely mediumistic. I always say, now I started in the medium in Spiritist Church when I was 15, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, I have probably met 2, maybe 3 genuine mediums in my entire life.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I think, have either had problems. Some of them have just been downright liars. I'll be honest over the fact.
Cold readers.
But I do believe a genuinely large portion of them are actually, they believe it themselves, but it's not actually genuine talent. I think they convince themselves that they've got a talent.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
You know, I have to be honest, I do question things because, like, if you're schizophrenic, they say we can hear voices in the head. And I think I believe them. You know, they do hear voices. But since I've been delving into spirits and stuff like that, I think to myself, well, is it spirit? Or are they like just made up voices in the head? I don't know. I believe that they do hear spirits.
The thing is, the human mind is an amazing piece of machinery, and everything that goes in your head stays there in some form or another. You know, it stores it somewhere.
Yeah.
For all you know, you could subconsciously have read something years and years before, totally forgot about it consciously, but your subconscious could dredge it up whenever you need it.
Yeah.
I just find it an interesting subject, you know. Well, I better get going because it's 3 minutes past 1.
Yes.
Get me.
Yes, we've been on an hour, and we're only a test.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are always the best kind of tests when they just turn into an interesting conversation.
I know. We shall have to do it again.
Well, if it's not, they always say, if it's not planned, it always turns out better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when you plan something, it all goes tit shape.
Yeah.
But when you don't plan things, it just flows.
I always enjoy these kind of conversations anyway, because nobody has got exactly the same opinion on anything.
Well,
so you get to hear everybody's varying opinions on a subject.
We've all got differences of how we believe.
Yeah. You know, even when you got 3 believers together, you'll find them 3 believers will all have slightly different opinions on a subject.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's good that other viewers can see, like, our opinions, how we think, you know, because it's good. It's good that people see us naturally.
Yeah. But this is what I always like to drum through people's heads. It is only our opinions.
Yeah.
You know, nothing I'll say to anybody I can say is gospelly 100%. Obviously, if it's something that's historically correct, I can say it's the truth.
Yeah.
But there's nothing concerning the paranormal. I can say what I'll say to you is 100% right. All I can tell you is I 100% believe that it's right.
You know, I believe in candles, joss sticks, incense.
Yeah.
You know, to respect spirits.
Yeah.
Because most of them are like from a Christian doctrine, especially from the 12th century.
Yeah. See, that's another thing, Simon. I always say the first mistake anybody ever makes when it comes to ghost hunting is presuming that they're talking to dead people.
Yeah.
Because we've got no proof whatsoever that I believe we're communicating with something, but we have got absolutely no proof whatsoever that they're dead. They could, for all we know, we could be talking to aliens on Mars.
Well, we could be.
You know, and I always say that the first mistake anybody makes is just presuming that we are in fact talking to dead people.
My brother used to say it's in the Bible. If you look at Minor Asia and you dig into that, like saying of Minor Asia in the Bible, some people believe it's a planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my brother was stoned at the time, though. But he used to be a brilliant poet, amazing lad. But like when you put him on drugs, his mind just went all over the place. But he come out with brilliant things.
Yeah.
Like, because that's where I get my research from him. He got me into researching because we used to have these discussions. I'll say to him, where are you getting this from? Where are you getting all this? Because there was no Google.
Yeah.
It's all books in my time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he says, read your Bible. I said, I've read the Bible. Because we was brought up on the Bible. You know, even though my mum wasn't religious as such. She always used
I was lucky. I come from a split family. All my mum's side is Protestant. All my dad's side is Catholic. But luckily, neither my mother or father were religious.
Yeah.
So I never really had the influence of religion. So I was lucky in that respect. I got to make my own choices, whereas a lot of people have religion forced on them from an early age.
And just before I go, I was talking to John and Lindsay the other day. Have you noticed we've lost the art of tea leaf reading? People don't read tea leaves anymore.
No.
Because of bloody tea bags.
It's right though, because my nan always used to use the tea leaves with the strainer, and even with the strainer, you'd get them in the bottom of the cup.
Yeah.
But again, tea leaves I think are they're like tarot cards. Then they're not. I wouldn't class them as a psychic ability. I'd class them as an intuition ability. More
But
so
one
than
wants to read the tea leaves. And
Yeah.
these are the things, conversations when John and Lindsay come round and we just talk about things, and I'll just pop questions in like that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Honestly, Simon, you wouldn't believe some of the private conversations I have with some people off YouTube, and
But I find these topics interesting.
what they say in private is quite interesting. You know what they'll admit to belief wise and stuff while they're talking to you in private is interesting, and you can have some amazing conversations with people about their various beliefs in the paranormal, not just the ghost side of things. You know, I'm talking aliens, cryptid, Bigfoot, everything. You'll be surprised what people will actually open up to.
You know, we don't do feeling readings anymore. You know,
Nah.
tarots and all that. But years ago, you know, get the best cup and sauce of that.
Actually, I ought to get some tea and do it one night on the channel. And do it how I do the tarot cards.
I can't do it.
Because I do genuinely believe that tea leaf reading is exactly the same as tarot card reading.
Well,
it's all down to intuition and what you're picking up from what you're seeing.
Yeah, what you're seeing.
So I might do it actually. Get some tea and try it one night and see what results I get. I'm doing on the channel. It might be interesting.
I told you, John, I should keep a zip on this. You know, I'm giving them all teams ideas. But I just find all these. I find them interesting. And the
but it would actually be good if we did a three-way thing like that with 2 or 3 people doing it separately and seeing what they get. Yeah. Doing it for 3 people and 3 people being honest. You know, the thing is, you've got to find 3 people who are going to be honest about what you tell them. You know, it's no picking 3 people who are going to agree with you whether they think you're accurate or not. You've got to get people who are going to be honest enough to say, no, what you've just told me is a load of crap.
Do they have to be in the 90s to read tea leaves now? Because who does it now? Who actually does read tea leaves now? Like, the tarots have like took over. You know, so you need like I say, genuine, honest people that can actually read them. But it's a lost art. Tea leaves.
I've actually been invited to a fair in Barnsley by Andy. Couple of months time, mate. He wants me to do some card reading there for him, so that's going to be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to that because I always prefer to read for people I don't know, because I always say no matter how much you try and avoid it, if you've got any sort of knowledge about people, you don't know if your subconscious is kicking in and influencing what you're getting. That's why I always prefer to read for complete strangers. Always have.
I can't read tarot. I'm not very, even though I like to think myself as spiritual, I'm not very spiritual.
Yeah. You don't have, John, Simon, you honestly do not have to be spiritual to read the tarot cards. All you have to be is intuitive. It's not a spiritual thing, like more so where mediumship is, I'd say, is more spiritual. Tarot cards are definitely more to do with intuition. You don't have to be spiritual to be intuitive.
Well, I'm going to leave it here because it's getting on now. 11 minutes past.
Right then.
Yeah. Always watching the clock, me now. Right. Come on, YouTube. Pay me money. Get me out of a job. All right, I look forward to seeing
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. It's been a brilliant chat again.
You're welcome. Yeah, we'll definitely do it again. Definitely.
Now we can do it.
Yeah.
Now we've got.
Now I've got a computer. But you know the strangest thing is this computer I'm using now is the oldest computer we have.
See, the older the better.
But it's the only one that runs it.
With StreamYards does all the processing for you. You should be able to use the tablets as well to do it. I'd have thought.
I tried tablet yesterday. It was getting a bit glitchy.
Was it?
I think I was about 2 minutes behind you guys.
Yeah.
I think
when I managed to get on.
When I tried Skype on that other one, it kept buffering.
Yeah.
This is quite smooth. This is quite good, actually.
Yeah. But basically, what if you can get just get a cheap desktop, Simon, with a Ryzen 3 CPU, and you'll be able to run Streamlabs as smooth as you're running StreamYards now. Honestly,
I need a powerful computer with a
You don't need honestly, you don't need a powerful computer to run it. A Ryzen 3 is more than enough to do it.
You've seen me when I download a program. I don't download it once. I download it five times
at once.
So I need a powerful computer with
Mm-hmm.
all the shit I download. I don't realise I've got 5 programs, like 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. Which one do I choose? I'm useless when it comes to like computer tech. I can build a computer. I can build one. I built one myself just to prove to myself that I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I built it, I lose interest. It's like when I was at school, when I used to take my kids apart, taking your kids apart. I used to take my toys apart. I was always getting a bit of a slap, you know, especially around Christmas, slapping year, I used to call it. When my parents used to slap me a lot. They bought me an old police car with a siren on it.
Yeah, and you demolished it.
Yeah, just to find out how the siren worked.
Yeah, I used to be the same as it. Like I said, I've always built all my own computers. Funnily enough, this is the first one I've got that I bought pre-built, and that was I literally bought it a couple of months ago because my other one packed up, and I bought this for speed more so than anything else.
Yeah. But I found I used to build my own computers years and years ago, but I found out now it actually works out cheaper to buy it already built than it does to buy all.
It does. That was why I bought this one, John, because by the time I'd worked out the prices, I thought, well, it ain't going to be no cheaper. I might as well just get them to do it.
And have you noticed you're always chasing for better, especially if you're a gamer?
I need to go live with Brett so we can do tarot.
Yeah, I want to do that with Lindsay. I want to do a joint reading thing with her. Because
no problem.
That'll work out really interesting because somebody will be getting 2 separate points of view at the same time.
Well, I'll let you two carry on. I'm going to shoot off and get.
Well, we're going to get off now because we've got to go out anyway now.
I'll catch you all later. And you'll have to
see you all later.
And do that. I forget what it's called, but it's in Nottinghamshire. And then you can give your point of view on that door. Yeah, because that's what we need. We need people.
Yeah.
All that me and John saying things, but we do need people to debunk it, whether it's your opinion when you felt the door and you've moved the door, and your opinion.
Yeah.
And give your opinion on that door. And that's what we need as a paranormal community. Not me saying, yes, it was spirit or it wasn't spirit. We need other paranormal teams to go out there with us and debunk or to prove, in your opinion, what it was.
Yeah, but this is the thing. When you get a load of people together, even people like I who believe, you always pick up on their ideas, and you sit there and you think, I never thought of it from that point of view.
Yeah,
and it gives you new avenues to go down and think about.
It does, yeah.
Because everybody's in danger of getting stuck in their own way of thinking, and it's always good to get other people's points of view, even ones that disbelievers. Yeah. I love talking to people who don't believe in it, because some of what they say lead you down new paths.
Avenues, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just believe that the more people I can show, the more credibility we get.
Yeah.
Because we're not just saying, that's spirit, that's this.
Yeah.
We're getting other teams involved.
That's Brett, though. I love talking to people that don't believe, as long as they're respectful.
Yeah.
Then I have no problem. I'll talk all day.
What did Chris write? That door really hard to debunk.
I noticed that, Lindsay.
Or did
keep saying bye-bye, but the man who needs to get ready for work keeps talking.
I've got a little X here. Well, if I don't press it now, I just love talking.
And we'll be getting a video later off him claiming it was our fault he was late for work.
I know. Yeah. He will.
I don't want to go to work. I want YouTube to pay my wages. You pay other people.
Don't we all?
Well, I was supposed to be back. I was supposed to be back on for 4 weeks at that warehouse again from next week, and I can't go now because of this bloody finger.
big finger.
Start calling you Goldfinger.
I know. Well, it's more pink finger than gold finger.
Pink finger.
I should have asked them for a gold one.
Yeah.
You want a pair of
You have some
them?
orange gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want some of them?
Actually, I've actually cut the finger off a rubber glove so I can slide over it when I wash my hands because I've got to keep the bloody thing dry for 2 weeks. I can't take it off for 2 weeks at all.
So Jason's washing pots for 2 weeks, is it?
Yeah. Well, he does anyway. He knows his place.
I told you to cyclists be seen in the dark.
Yeah. You don't see them orange very often.
You
They're
know,
normally blue.
£5 a pair. You know, all you cyclists out there be seen in the dark. You know,
You make a fortune on them during the coronavirus, Simon.
Pardon?
You'll make as much off them as you will off toilet roll during the coronavirus.
Yeah, I'll probably catch it now in my look.
Yeah, I think bog roll's probably worth more per ounce than gold at the moment.
Yeah. What happened to the newspaper? You know, when we used to have outside toilets and you used to sit there on the toilet reading little bits of toilet.
I can remember my nan having an outside toilet and having squares of newspaper on a piece of string in the outside toilet. Honestly.
I used to sit there like looking at the pictures, and my mum used to rip the old comics up and that.
Yeah.
Use it as toilet paper. And I used to sit there on the toilet reading the comics, you know, and like looking at the pictures of it because I couldn't read in them days. Still can't read now. Right, I'm off. I've got to get going.
Yeah.
See you later. Go and get ready for work.
See you later.
Have a good day.
See you later.
And don't catch corona because you can't afford the bog paper.
That's it.
Right, bye all.
We can afford it, we just can't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear no. That's just gone quiet now, look.
We'll be getting nasty messages on Facebook later. I was late for work because of you two. Now you were late for work because you wouldn't go.
It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah, but we'll have to sort that out and do that with readings.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, because, you know, you'll find they'll be similar, but different sort of thing.
I don't know what she's laughing at. I've no idea. I think they're about...
He'll probably be back in a minute. He's got 5 minutes.
Paying wages.
And I'm waiting for him to come back up on bottom in broadcast studio.
I just forgot.
Anyway.
I do. I want a pair of them orange gloves.
Yeah, everyone wants orange gloves now. So, yeah. So, right, we're going to... Go on, Brett. What are you going to say?
You don't normally see them in orange, do you? They're normally that blue colour.
No, they're blue or white or whatever. Yeah. So orange is a very strange colour. You probably got them cheap. That's why they got them.
Yeah.
So, yes, no worries. Thank you for coming on anyway, Brett.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah, it has. Say it was going to be a quick test. We've ended up on for 1 hour 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's that. They always end up like that. They always end up like that. They like I say, they always end up being the best type because they're just so impromptu and you just cover all sorts of subjects with them.
Yep, definitely. So everybody that's been on, please go and check Brett out at Above Paranormal and also Simon at GS Paranormal Funny Old Man. And we shall see you all soon. Do you want to say it before we go, Brett?
Yep. Good night. Good night. Good afternoon.
I know it's shocking, isn't it, when you come in? Yeah, I know. Right. Take care, everybody. See you soon.
See you all.
See you. Bye.
Bye.